Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in this episode of 9XM Soundcast, the podcast where music inspires. I'm your host, Eva Bhatt. Make sure that you subscribe to the audio podcast 9XM Soundcast, available on all leading audio streaming platforms, Epilogue Media website, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Geo7, wherever else you get your podcast from. Joining me today in this episode of 9XM Soundcast is a very special guest. Special for a couple of reasons. One, I'm a huge fan of his music and his voice particularly. Secondly, he was the very first guest with whom we launched this podcast almost 75 episodes ago. And we are thrilled to have him back with us. And thirdly, and the most importantly, his compositions in Bollywood, his melodies have always floored us. But with Tu Mera Nahi, he has plunged into this world of indie music in a full-fledged way. So we are absolutely delighted to have with us the amazing Amaal Malik. Amaal, a very hearty welcome on the podcast once again.
Hi Eva, it's so special. And मैंने last week Dad का देखा था and it made me so emotional. You know, it was beautiful. I couldn't explain. He said some really amazing things and also things that he's taught us. You know, about life and that heartbeat. You know, that journey. That one thing which he said.
Amazing. It was one of my most emotional conversations and most cherished ones. It was amazing to have Dabbu sir.
Dabbu sir is a super guy. You know, I think he's such an amazing human being. And all the values that Armaan and I have, obviously because of mom and dad's spirit of, you know, the way he explained कि life is also just like a heartbeat. Up कभी तो down कभी. मैंने वो देख के मुझे मेरा बचपन याद आ गया. So thank you for that, you know, for that video. It really made me proud that that's my dad right there. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We'll talk a lot more things about it. So firstly, hearty congratulations. Tu Mera Nahi is already trending. And tell me about how was your entire experience of, you know, not just, you know, as someone who has just got into the indie music scene, but you have been signed up exclusively by one of the most globally successful music labels and a music label that has been so active in the indie music scene, especially right from the 90s indie pop. Do you remember?
Yes, completely. All the biggest albums, all the loveliest music, even the one I'm a big fan of, Lucky Ali.
Absolutely.
That video.
KK.
And unbelievable. यानी एक artist जिनके साथ इन्होंने काम किया has made a history. You know, it's beautiful. It's my honor to be with them. And as a singer and as a featuring artist, I have gotten exclusive with Sony Music. But obviously, film composing and composing for different labels and everything is still something I will keep doing.
Of course.
But as a singer and as as a featuring artist, I thought no one could take that leap of faith with me the way they took. You know, नहीं तो usually musicians को वो भी मैंने किया है, not that is disrespectful.
Absolutely.
बट हमेशा साइडलाइन हो जाते हैं अपने ही गानों में, कि कहीं आप एक कट शॉट है पियानो बजा रहे या गिटार बजा रहे, एंड it's nice. I've done that in Q Rabba with Armaan because I didn't sing. But when you're singing, I think it's important to be your own face at some point. And ये एक 15 साल के अमल की ड्रीम थी जो एक 30-year-old अमल ने कंप्लीट की. So for that young boy, this is a big day.
Absolutely. And I know for a fact that, you know, Amaal, for you, independent, in the word independence, freedom holds so much importance to you. You know, we see on your social media or everywhere, whenever you have spoken, an artist's creative freedom has meant a lot to you. So I think this will totally give you that, free space to explore the artist, the real voice within.
Yes, I think Rohan Jha from Sony Music, he is an amazing human being, and along with him, his team, Diya, Shruti, I want to thank all of them. Tanmay, Abhishek, Jagjit, and Rajat Kakkad, who's the new boss of Sony Music. It would be really, really stupid of me to say that this is not a risk. And they took that risk, taking, I'm relatively फेस वैल्यू थोड़ी बढ़ गई सारे गामापा के बाद, बट फिर भी एक कंपोजर को एक सोलो परफॉर्मेंस देना एंड लेटिंग हिम डू द काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक ही इज डूइंग and not questioning that and supporting him wholeheartedly. I think Sony Music India feels like a family that I've come home to. So it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Speaking of Rohan Jha, he was my senior in college, Xavier's,
Oh, so
Ahmedabad. We were together.
lovely. So nice.
So he's just amazing, and Sony Music rightfully said it will definitely feel like family. And yeah, so talking about Tu Mera Nahi, I think you shot it in Dubai.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, and you have a massive fan following there, right?
Yes, but that was not the reason why we went. But there we were lockdown tha, and we were even thinking Mumbai, Lonavala, studio shoot, Pavna, Igatpuri, somewhere just greenery in nature because I saw the song in nature. But somewhere I realized that like loneliness or jo it's a dream. After seeing if Lucky Ali went to Egypt 20 years ago, and I think I could at least go to Dubai.
In
And
this
do something.
lockdown.
Yeah, it was difficult, but Dubai was open and relatively safer than India and
Yeah.
Mumbai. And बहुत ही support मिला from Arc productions there and Ashwin Sancheti, Abdul, the team from there. My father and mother who produced me are now the music and have produced the music video for me now. So it's my whole team. Even the creative producers are my childhood friends. Who sat with Arif and explained how I am and my vibe. And Arif Khan, the director, is such a sweetheart. He has pulled out such a great performance from me. And मैंने खुद को जब देखा, I felt safe. That I'm in the right hands. कि मेरी बहुत हालत खराब थी कि डेब्यू कर रहा हूँ, एक्टिंग आती नहीं है, सीखा नहीं है. And थोड़ी बहुत सारेगामापा पे training I had done with Hemant Kher, who's playing that character Ashwin in 1992 Scam,
19.
Arshad's brother. He's been my acting coach on reality shows and everything, and he guided me little on this video also. So a big thank you to him. And it's amazing that we could pull this off in such a pandemic and make it look grand. And I felt my decision to go to Dubai was I just woke up one day, I said, Dad, we need that emptiness, we need that desert, we need one guy alone with landscape. वो कहाँ होगा? I think Dubai होगा. Let's see, hopefully. And it's nostalgic क्योंकि ये गाना भी जब ऑडियो में रिकॉर्ड कर रहा था the voice also was recorded at Yashraj, where I recorded my first scratch as a 16-year-old. So
Oh
that
my
also
God.
happened. उस दिन मेरे को किसी स्टूडियो की बुकिंग नहीं मिली, सिर्फ उसकी मिली. Dubai also was a place where Jai Ho, Salman sir launched me and Armaan. Again, it's like starting from zero again, but with lots of love of so many fans, and they are my family who have waited 3 years कि अब आएगा अमल, और soon 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 बोल के अब वो soon खत्म हुआ है. बट अभी मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूँ, इसके बाद 2-3 महीने मुझे दे दो, तब तक सिर्फ तू मेरा नहीं है, मैं और गाने लेके आता हूँ. अभी मैं everything, my heart, my soul, my whole life I've depicted my true self through this video and this music. So I hope people keep loving the song the way they already are.
Absolutely, and we shall talk a lot more about Tu Mera Nahi. Usse pehle, we were talking about Dabu Malik sir. So, I was telling him that how I feel personally about Amal's compositions is that I find a very old world charm, an old school feel in his melodies. And if you listen to Sri Sardar Malik Saab's, songs of the 40s, you find them so contemporary and young. So such a lovely thing,
I think
that was my observation.
Sardar was always young at heart. He was someone I indirectly learned Hindustani music from, because my training was in Trinity College, Western classical, and little bit of jazz, little bit of rock, and then assisting composers and learning.
Yeah.
But my grandfather knew Hindustani classical music to the T, but he would mix it up. When I was lucky कि 15 years की age तक I stayed in his house only. We
Wow.
couldn't afford our own house, so we never shifted. And उसमें मेरा बहुत ही एक training उस level का हुआ that I can't explain. And I informally learned Hindustani with him. He would play jazz chords and sing rags. So that kind of thinking back then was insane, and I feel I'm particularly a very old soul also, the way I am as a human being. तो कहीं ना कहीं वो values भी है मुझ में, and I love the music of the 60s and 50s, the time my grandfather was there, Madan Mohan ji, Salil Chaudhary, S.D.
Ah,
Burman, R.D. Burman, Lakshmikant Pyarlal, Shankar Jaikishan.
absolutely.
And then obviously the 90s was the era I was born in. So I have that also, the Jatin Lalits,
Absolutely.
Maliks and Nadeem Shah. So I bring that era of melody, and I bring this era of music production and sound.
Yeah.
So I think that connects to the 18-year-old listener also, to hear a thump, a kick, a bass line, which he's listening to maybe in a Kanye West or a Travis Scott song. And he gets at least, if not 100% that aggression of hip hop, but at least that tonality and value in sound. And lyrically भी मैं simple रखता ताकि बच्चे भी समझे, और पोइट्री इतनी भी हल्की ना हो कि जो सीनियर्स है, जो सुनते हैं, जो म्यूजिक क्रिटिक्स है, या मेरे मेंटोर्स है, लाइक इन अ वे सलीम सुलेमान हो, या पीपल आई लुक अप टू लाइक प्रीतम, विशाल शेखर,
बिल्कुल.
दे शुड आल्सो हियर एंड बी लाइक इट्स गुड वर्क. इट्स नॉट कि ऐसी कुछ भी लिख दिया, ऐसी कुछ भी बना दिया. सो दैट मैटर्स टू मी. And the industry musically, and a lot of big people, actors and celebrities, everyone came ahead, and I messaged them and said, please check it out and share if you like it. And they all supported this song. So I'm glad. And more than anything, seeing, Vishal Dadlani and Shekhar sir write beautiful things about my music, it's like I grew up on Dasbhane in 9th standard or
Of
10th standard. And now,
course.
so, it's a dream come true ki musically be and critically the song is accepted, and my fans are also happy. So it's a win-win.
Wow, wow, beautifully said. And yes, Dabu sir did tell me about how Sardar Malik's musical genius. You both of you have inherited, you and Armaan. So that's just so wonderful,
I
indeed.
think his blessings have been there since always. And since he went and he left, I remember I told you Main Raho Ya Na Raho was for him. And, was a song that I made for him.
Lovely
क्योंकि
song.
14 years का था मैं, when before he passed away, he said कि एक album कर लेते हैं, मेरे लिए एक album कर ले, एक produce कर ले album. And I didn't know how to produce music then. I didn't have laptops, keyboard, this room, these gadgets, these iMacs, whatever. And वो अधूरी ख्वाहिश रह गई. तो मैंने हर गाना उसके बाद, मेरे dad के लिए obviously, because for his respect and, to show the world that that man's DNA can do great music. And and obviously Sardar Malik sir's wish never came true of doing that album. तो मैंने मैं रहो या ना रहो उनके लिए एक ट्रिब्यूट के तौर से बनाया. And उन्होंने हमेशा मेरे गानों को bless किया. I feel I stand on my terrace and I stand like this, and winds flow by and I feel Dada is talking to me.
Wow, wow, absolutely right. And let's also talk about, as you said, the training that you got in jazz piano. And we can hear such beautiful notes, not just in Tu Mera Nahi, but even in your earlier compositions. Your melodies have always had those lovely piano notes. So tell me about that love for
Everything I learned from Trinity College or jazz school and rock school was a complete opposite of what this industry requires. But some things, some nice chord progressions here and there I like to throw in. And I'm not a great pianist or anything, but I am someone I feel blessed, who gets melody to him always. I have a blessing that melody reaches me, and I have a good sense of ear for lyrics, and, and heart for lyrics. Luckily, even
heart.
Dadi's side, दिल होगा तो ही lyrics आप सही चुनोगे. You have to be a clean heart, and I believe I'm a good soul in that. At least, I've never, tried to do any wrong, to anyone. It's just I work like that. एंड कहीं ना कहीं म्यूजिकली भी वो दिखता है कि मैं एक रिबेल हूँ, मैं लिरिक्स के लिए लड़ता हूँ, मैं मेलोडी साउंड के लिए लड़ता हूँ. एंड आई एम ऑनर्ड दैट दादाजी एक तरफ एंड दादीज ब्रदर हसरत जयपुरी आल्सो
Oh,
समवन आई ग्रू अप विद. व्हाट म्यूजिक, व्हाट वर्क,
क्या बात है,
एहसान
क्या बात है.
तुमरा, पत्थर पे सितारे,
अरे
so
अरे.
many songs, great music. And you know I was I was in the right hands. I was blessed that such people को मैं मिलके कितना कुछ सीख सका हूँ at a young age. Even by just sitting, I believe I want to tell everyone कि just by being in a room with such people, you learn so much. Even if they don't teach you every day, you will still learn. So don't stop learning. मैं आज भी I tell Salim Merchant that if you're doing some live, I would love to come. And he says, "Arey, now you're a composer. Why?" I said, "No, but it's always an
Wow.
honor to meet great musicians and learn from them." So it's fun. And even if I have become a celebrated music composer, the thirst for learning shouldn't go away.
Wow, absolutely. Talking about independent music, your brother Armaan Malik has been in this space much before you. So, how was his guidance? How were his suggestions helpful to you?
He is, harboring this dream way before me. he was born to do his kind of music, and he has obviously sung some stupendous songs with me and many other composers in the Hindi film industry. And he has taken indie pop from, Indian pop to global pop. He had his whole billboard in Times Square.
Yeah.
I don't think any Indian at 24, 25 can deal with that success and still be, calm and sane and not misuse it. And on the other side give 100%. वो थका हुआ भी होता है तो मेरे को बोलता है मैंने अभी रफ भेजा, मैं कल फिर भेजूंगा. तो ऐसा डेडिकेशन उस उम्र में इतने सक्सेस के बाद होना, तो देन आई थिंक गॉड has blessed him with a great voice, but he's blessed, he's blessed himself by being a hard worker and not letting that blessing be wasted.
Yeah.
So Armaan, I think, is the superstar of the young generation, and he is the superstar of Indian pop, and he's the main reason why Indian pop is reaching global. And along with him, obviously, the guys who started it, like Honey Singh,
Of
Badshah,
course.
and even the young kids, Darshan Rawal,
Yeah.
someone very like Jubin, or if you see Akul Tandon, or you see Prakriti, Sukriti,
Yeah.
you see Neeti Mohan, you see Aditi Singh Sharma,
Yeah.
Akriti Kapoor,
क्या बात है.
श्रुति पाठक, आप इतने सारे आर्टिस्ट देख लो, आज सब लोग अपना म्यूजिक कर रहे हैं एंड वो म्यूजिक एक्सेप्ट हो रहा है, क्योंकि एक पॉइंट तक लोग चिढ़ गए कि बॉलीवुड कुछ नया नहीं दे पा रहा, एंड नए की चाहत है ऑडियंस को. ये
बिल्कुल.
प्रूव हो गया इंडिपेंडेंट के सक्सेस से. टुडे इफ वी आर नॉट ऑन द लेवल ऑफ फिल्म्स, वी आर एटलीस्ट वेरी क्लोज टू बीइंग देयर. वी मे नॉट क्रॉस दैट, क्योंकि फिल्म्स आर ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी इन इंडिया, बट फिल्म्स में भी स्लोली म्यूजिक अब कम हो रहा है, कंटेंट वेब का भी बदल रहा है,
Yeah.
सॉन्ग नहीं हो रहे, स्कोर्स हो रहा है. So music still is needed,
Yeah.
and music industry, because all these people are doing their own music, and it's
Absolutely.
working with the best time. Even I felt I should have done it pehle, but that film composer journey I had to take, because a lot of people wrote me off after Jai Ho, and compared me to dad and uncle and said not a chip of the old block. And I had too many people to answer and to make my dad proud, because he wanted me to be a prolific film composer. So Tu Mera Nahi is my 80th song in 5 years,
Oh my
and
God.
that is a big number for one person. And so slow and steady, मैं 2018 से थोड़ा choices मेरी मैंने रखी, अच्छी फिल्में की जहाँ original करने मिला, and I prepared for this song. I made 10-12 songs, but I felt this song described me the best, so I went with this.
Absolutely. And you can say that, this lockdown, it is like a positive outcome of this entire lockdown, because otherwise we know that you have been so busy with Bollywood projects. Like, right, you have given like right from MS Dhoni to Badla to so many wonderful, one of my favorite songs, Chale Aana from De De Pyar De. Like, you were always so much busy with Bollywood projects. But I
Exactly.
think this, yeah,
मेरे को लगा 2018 17 में हो गया था मेरे साथ कि धोनी एक तरफ है, बद्रीनाथ है, नूर है, एयरलिफ्ट है, कपूर एंड सन्स है, सब में मैं म्यूजिक कर रहा हूं. आई हैव टू बी वन डे मॉर्निंग आई वेक अप, आई एम एमएस धोनी, अ यंग गाय स्ट्रगलिंग, ट्रेन्स में भाग रहा है, बेसब्रिया वाला लड़का है. अगले दिन सुबह आई एम भाग्यवान मान भीजा कैसे बने. एंड ऐसा मैं इतने अलग लोग बन रहा था, क्योंकि मैं म्यूजिक को भी ऐसे अप्रोच करता है, गेट इनटू द कैरेक्टर बट स्टिल कम आउट विद अ कमर्शियल yet script driven song. आप
क्या बात.
धोनी का म्यूजिक सुन लो, फिल्म में अच्छा लगता है, कहीं आउट ऑफ प्लेस नहीं है, बट आप रेडियो पे भी सुने, यू फील कि ये हमारा गाना है, अपना वाला गाना है. फिल्म्स इज गोना बी माय मेन स्टे एंड माय फर्स्ट लव, नो डाउट. बट ये एक बचपन की ड्रीम थी, जो मैं सिर्फ रुका था ये रिएक्शन की मैं अच्छा हूँ कि नहीं, क्या कहते हैं लोग. एंड दैट कॉन्फिडेंस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एन आर्टिस्ट जो इस इंडस्ट्री में अपने फेस के साथ पहले कदम रख रहा है. यानी मैंने literally indie pop was restarted by Manoj Muntashir and me through Zindagi Aa Raha Hu Main, after it was depleting. Only Honey Singh sir was doing
Yeah,
some
yeah.
great work.
Yeah.
Badshah. And slowly we took that jump, thankfully, due to Tiger Shroff believing, and Ahmad Khan and Atif. So from there, if you see, I've been the heart and soul of my songs, even indie pop mein I've done.
Yeah.
I've done Main Boy and Arrow, which is as big as any film song of mine. चल वहां जाते हैं,
क्या
then
बात.
तुम हो तो with Shan sir, अरमान के साथ recreated and give a tribute of घर से निकलते ही to राजेश
Yeah.
जी and जावेद अख्तर, did जिंदगी आ रहा हूं मैं. And this is the first time हार्ट एंड सोल के अलावा फेस भी मैं हूं, तो वो एक कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए था कि ऑडियंस आपको एक्सेप्ट करती है कि नहीं, एंड फैंस और they to love me, they're my family and they
I
will
know.
accept me. उसके अलावा मेरे बचपन के दोस्त, काफी film directors, producers, they've all messaged me, bro, you've done such a simple, heartfelt, straightforward artist wala job na, that it's looking pure, and I'm happy that as long as my music and my value of content is pure and meaningful, I have no fear. I already started scripting for my second single, so
क्या
I'm on
बात
it,
है.
don't worry.
Wow, lovely, awesome. And of course, Saina is keeping you busy.
Oh, since 3 years now. And it's beautiful क्योंकि मेरे को लगता है कि मेरे लाइफ का सबसे प्योरेस्ट और ऑनेस्ट स्कोर है, एंड
क्या
अमोल
बात है.
गुप्ते सर के साथ काम करने का एक ऑनर, एक मौका, दीपा भाटिया,
बिल्कुल.
and she and she is his wife, what an amazing editor, such legendary work.
Yeah.
उन लोग को कभी लगा ही नहीं, सर ने पिक्चर की स्क्रिप्टिंग 2016 में की, 17 में मैं साइन हुआ एज अ कंपोजर, और 3 साल से हमने उसका म्यूजिक किया, एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो माई डेब्यू एज अ guy who's doing the background score first time. मेरी पहली फिल्म है where songs भी and the background score is by me, and it's produced by my team, also alongside me, with Ansh and Megdeep and Priyanshu. I'm naming
क्या बात
everyone.
है.
Anish, Eric Pilla is mixing the songs.
ओहो.
We've done a 40-piece live Macedonian orchestra on the score and the songs in lockdown. मैंने एक वीडियो भी डाला था. 40 musicians एक pandemic के time पे with masks. It's historic. Everything great has happened for this film, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. यानी problems भी थी, actors changing, but a lot of things going back and forth. But Pariniti has done such a fabulous job, and Amol Gupta has extracted such good stuff from her, from me,
Wow.
music. बैकग्राउंड स्कोर करते वक्त मेरी पूरी टीम इसी रूम में देखते देखते 4-5 सीन में रो पड़ी है. So I feel this film is going to get its due anyhow, even if it comes next year or 20 years later. It doesn't matter. It's so beautiful. It's something which will be remembered as the journey of, a girl, child in India who's suppressed. बहुत आसान नहीं होता for sports
Yeah.
women. अभी थोड़ी चीजें better होने लगी है. But she went from zero to hero, the only girl who went and picked up world number 1 as her spot, saw the downfall, saw the ups, everything, and still remained Saina Nehwal. And it's inspiring. I wanted to be part of this biopic, not because I've done Dhoni, because that was very prestigious. Us time pe to the biggest composers were being, thought for that film.
Yeah.
वो पता नहीं कहाँ से मेरी जिंदगी में, and made me believe that, and everyone believe that I can do a whole album. This is mainly because I wanted to do something which tells a story of, the girl child and the Indian girl and that tigress that she is. And Amol Gupte and the music he's done with Tare Zameen Par
Yeah,
Aksar,
yeah, of course.
बहुत beautiful है. And having Bhushan sir as the producer also, that balance also have struck, that commercial balance plus being 100% honest to script. So it's my most purest and heartfelt, soundtrack. Nothing similar to Dhoni, but similar on the sense of the struggles of
The spirit.
the spirit, the struggle of a human being, but little more because it's a girl, and that victory is going to be so sweet. Film से मुझे लगता है बहुत लड़कियां sports की तरफ and अपने dreams की तरफ कदम बढ़ाएंगी.
Wow, and I think you would be waiting for Salim Suleiman's reaction to your background score because they are the
Always,
masters of
always.
background score.
Also, they are not just great musicians, they are very nice people. And Armaan and me started our independent journey with an album called Armaan long back with Universal, and Salim sir, without asking anything, came, featured in the video, promoted and launched the album along with Salman sir. Also came at that time, we requested him. But someone from the music industry who we look up to, both the brothers, how they are with each other as brothers, fighting crazy, just like me and Armaan. So हम लोग देखते हैं कि हम लोग ऐसे ही होने वाले 20 साल में. And as musicians, I think they are the sound of the last 20 years of the biggest composers. They've done Fana, Hum Tum.
Absolutely.
So we have that brother relationship, but that mentor and
Mentor.
upcoming musician wala vibe always. Even if I will achieve the biggest success in life, he will always be guru number 1 for me. I am taking time to say this because Kurban sun lo aap,
Oh, Chak
and Baja
De.
Bana sun lo. Chak De to yani you
Oh
can't
my.
even say कि ऐसी पिक्चर, इतनी टाइट स्क्रिप्ट, इतना यानी ऐसी भागती है वो फिल्म, उसमें इमोशन, मौला मेरे था जो गाना था.
Yes, of course. It is
मैं बोलना
goosebumps.
भी चाहता, talking about it
नहीं
only
नहीं,
is a mistake because it's
बिल्कुल.
such a great song. So I just want to tell him And everyone who's listened to great sound in Bollywood with other composers also, it's these two men who have produced that music.
क्या
They
बात
have been
है.
the sound of the biggest composers. They have produced for Vishal Shekhar, for Preetham, Hum Tum Fana's music for Jatin Lalit.
दोस्ताना.
Dost, Dostana also, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, score was Salim Suleiman.
Yeah.
But songs for bigger composers,
Yeah, yeah.
they were changing the soundscape of Indian music. And I really look up to their work. And along with that, the brotherhood bond they have, I hope Armaan and I can always have that.
Lovely. Thank you, Amaal. And last mein, jate jate, the purpose of this podcast is to, understand an artist's creative discipline. For all the
Yes.
aspiring artists listening to this podcast, if you could share something from your, any creative discipline that you follow, anything you want to share?
I follow one very simple thing. Ki whatever you do in life echoes in eternity. It's a dialogue. It's from Gladiator, which my dad and me really love. So be careful and do it with all your heart. Take risks, but know that if your heart is not in it. If your heart says no, say no to it, and it will be difficult. It's easier said than done. बट मैंने भी किया है बहुत सारा साल में काम 26-28 गाने बट देन कहीं ना कहीं खुद को प्रोटेक्ट करने खुद की आर्ट को प्रोटेक्ट करने मैं स्टेप अवे मैंने किया एंड यू नो लॉट ऑफ पीपल सेड कि आउट ऑफ साइट आउट ऑफ माइंड हो जाएगा बट मेरे फैंस ने आई वांट टू फर्स्ट थैंक देम कि उन्होंने मेरे म्यूजिक को और ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाया while I was away in 2018 then I came I waited. That patience is very important for youngsters. बहुत मुश्किल है कोई भी इंडस्ट्री मैं नहीं कह रहा लोग कह रहे बॉलीवुड खराब है ऐसी भी बातें नेपोटिज्म है ये है ग्रुपिज्म है वो हर जगह है उसको ताकत और नियत में एंड में नियत की जीत होगी इफ यू कांट बी न्यू ऑल्सो समटाइम्स यू फील कुछ नया करना नहीं हो रहा है जस्ट बी यू if you can't be new just be you because there's only one you and everyone will not be able to make music or do a certain drawing or do hold a camera any field if you can't be new be you first
wow.
and then see what new you can add कि जो आप सीख रहे हो सुन रहे हो मेरी हमेशा एक कोशिश है 18-year-old kids also come meet me who assist me sometimes on projects I listen कि bro what are you listening to play me your playlist वहां से सीखता हूँ फिर I meet my dad's friends आप क्या सुन रहे तो उन लोग अपने जमाने की भी सुन रहे तो मैं keep learning and know that at least music is a team effort no one guy does it and the four main pillars of music are obviously composition very good lyrics unbelievable soulful and meaningful singing and also music production जिसकी बात करना चाहता हूँ जो लोगों को ज्यादा पता नहीं है but all the arrangers all the musicians who come play flute सब लोग यानी एक गाने चले आना पे आप लिस्ट देख लो YouTube पे 40 लोगों की मेहनत है
wow
and I credit all of them because I am not an insecure artist and I want every newcomer who's coming here to know that credit देने से ये बहुत टाइम पहले हमें credit नहीं मिलता था सूरज डूबाई के टाइम पे I fought and told the label that I want my whole team's name क्योंकि बहुत पहले composers without naming them would not give producers या उनके team का credit because they didn't want their sound to be becoming someone else's but I believe if you believe in yourself and if you believe that your team should grow if I grow my team should grow they should also be successful work with Rahman sir work with Amit Tredi work with Preetham be bigger so that is my thinking मेरा सिंपल फंडा है लाइफ में सबका भला हो मेरा थोड़ा ज्यादा हो वो अलाउड है ऐसा नहीं कि दूसरों का खराब हो मेरा अच्छा सबका भला हो मेरा थोड़ा ज्यादा हो क्योंकि वे ह्यूमन लाइक दैट इट्स ओके इट्स अलाउड बट एस्पायरिंग सिंगर्स कंपोजर्स लिरिक राइटर्स जो है हम एक दौर से गुजर रहे हैं वी आर ट्राइंग टू मूव अवे बैक फ्रॉम रिक्रिएशंस टू ओरिजिनल इट विल टेक अ ईयर और टू एंड रिक्रिएशंस में भी यानी ये बात है कि आंख मारे है तो मसक कली है ऑडियंस डिसाइड्स इट्स आंख मारे सुपर हिट है ये नहीं चला तो वो हम नहीं डिसाइड कर सकते आवर जॉब इज टू डू आवर बेस्ट एंड पुट इट आउट एंड मैंने ये स्टेप बैक मेरे रिस्पेक्ट के लिए लिया नॉट दैट आई वांटेड टू से दैट ओ नाउ आई वांट टू डू लेस वर्क और आई वांट टू डू नॉट डू म्यूजिक आई डिडंट फील द नीड टू become make DJ versions of great classics I'm a composer I'm not a remixer I've done recreations तो वो चीजें भी मैं कर रहा हूँ जो आएंगे भी वो ही आएंगे जिनमें आपको दिखेगा अमल मलिक का एक अंश बट ओरिजिनल कंपोजर का नाम रिस्पेक्टफुली दिया नॉट सेइंग म्यूजिक बाय अमल मलिक म्यूजिक रिप्राइज्ड आएगा आजकल बहुत यंग बच्चे लिखते हैं म्यूजिक बाय ओरिजिनल कंपोजर को क्रेडिट नहीं है And also doing a recreation as a tribute is my style. You know, I cannot make the generation that has heard that song and the people who've created that song feel कि हमारे गाने को क्या कर दिया. वो कभी नहीं हुआ है मेरे साथ अब तक. And even when I did सोच ना सके, B Prak, Hardy and Jani, you know,
बिल्कुल.
today Hardy has done a mixtape. He performs on shows. कुछ भी नहीं है ये जहां. He says, I'm singing your parts. So original creator का दिल खुश रखना हमारी responsibility if you're recreating. नहीं तो मत करो. And volume बहुत है. थोड़ा volume balance लाने के लिए ये मेरी effort है कि सब कर रहे तो मैं क्यों करूं. थोड़ा मैं अपना originals भी करूं. Recreation जहां मेरे को लगता है हाँ मैं कर सकता हूं, वहां मैं करूंगा. And I gravitate more towards romantic recreations than dance. Because there are many people who can do dance and not everyone is true here and can get the soul out. That's me. So I take that onus कि मैं लड़ रहा हूँ ओरिजिनल म्यूजिक के लिए और मैं अपने फैंस को भी कहना चाहता हूँ. और हम लोग की फैंडम की एक बहुत अच्छी बात है कि कोई भी ओरिजिनल म्यूजिक है हम एक दूसरे में शेयर करते हैं. नए कंपोजर्स हो, सीनियर कंपोजर्स हो. इफ यू फाइंड ओरिजिनल म्यूजिक, आई वांट यू ऑल टू सेंड इट टू मी. आई विल शेयर इट. सपोर्ट ओरिजिनल म्यूजिक and make it what we deserve it to be, because we are an industry that has come from greats like Lata ji, Asha ji, Kishore da, Rafi. You know, all these are such legends. And Shankar Jaikishan, SD Burman, RD Burman, LP, everyone has done all these legends. We are a great golden history of music. Don't make it tamba. Just let's not let that happen. And the choice is in the hands of the audience. आपको रिक्रिएशन पसंद आए सुनिए, नहीं पसंद आए बोलिए कि नहीं पसंद है, घटिया है. डोंट बी अफ्रेड, क्योंकि वी कैन नॉट फोर्स यू. यू विल डिसाइड व्हाट द म्यूजिक इज. एंड आप जो डिसीजन लोगे वही आप तक पहुंचेगा. इसलिए आपने डिसीजन लिया इंडिपेंडेंट म्यूजिक इतना क्यों चल रहा है, क्योंकि दे यू ऑल ओपनड योर आर्म्स टू दिस इंडस्ट्री एंड टू म्यूजिशियंस एंड टू एक्टर्स, टू सिंगर्स, टू एवरीवन टू डू म्यूजिक. You all didn't care फिल्म है. लोग अभी भी पूछते सर आपकी मैं रहूं या ना रहूं फिल्म आई क्यों नहीं. मैंने बोला वो नॉन फिल्म था. तो वो चीजें अब बदल रही है. अब ये म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री फिल्म इंडस्ट्री का एक हिस्सा ही नहीं, एक म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री बनेगी. एंड फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के लिए ऑब्वियसली स्क्रिप्ट की डिमांड होती है. तो चलो मैं मान भी लेता हूँ कि 80s में सेट है, उस टाइम का कोई गाना रिक्रिएट कर लिया. तो कुछ एक वैल्यू होनी चाहिए करने की. बिना वजह हम साल में 100 गाने और 80 रीमेक्स है. थोड़ा 50-50 तक तो आते हैं, फिर देखते हैं. एंड I just want to tell these youngsters, you know, even I'm a youngster. I just turned 30, but doesn't mean मैं, you know, youngster नहीं हूँ. From my heart, I'm still 17. I wake up every day, still after all what you see me get awards and accolades and fame and stardom, and आप देखते हो अरे अमल composer है, and still he has following and जो भी है, but सब छोड़. सुबह मेरे भी गाने रिजेक्ट होते हैं. प्रोड्यूसर कहते नो ब्रो इट्स नॉट वर्किंग. But मैं disheartened. You have to be having nerves and a heart of steel when you come to this industry. Rejection हर दिन है. ये नहीं कि आप बड़े आर्टिस्ट होते आपका म्यूजिक एक्सेप्ट हो जाए एक टेक में. बड़े बड़े कंपोजर्स के गाने रिजेक्ट होते. It's what works for their film or what's for their business or not. For everything else, there's independent music, just like Mastercard. there's independent music. So आप अपनी आर्टिस्ट की जो मेरी थर्स्ट है मैं वहां कर रहा हूँ. जो फिल्म्स की डिमांड है उसमें भी मैं अपनी एक कंडीशन, अपना स्टाइल और अपनी वैल्यू, यानी ताकि लोग मुझे एज अ रिक्रिएटर याद नहीं रखे. यू नो, आई डोंट वांट टू बी दैट. यू नो, पीपल से कि अरे अमल, यू हैव लेफ्ट सो मेनी फिल्म्स, 17 फिल्म्स एंड टेकन ओनली साइना अप, डोंट यू फील स्कैर्ड? आई सेड when you believe in yourself, na, I believe, like people say, do you believe in God? I believe in all gods. I believe in supreme power. I believe blessings hai. And how DJ Khalid says, we the best music, Amaal Malik and Armaan Malik's songs and everything that both the brothers do, we the blessed music. We are the blessed kids. And हम हार्ड वर्क करके सिर्फ अच्छा काम करना चाहते हैं. वो अगर कोई उसमें साथ दे तो हम हमेशा है. नहीं, और मेरे को कहीं लगता है कि इसमें लोगों का ही दिल नहीं है, तो मैं उन प्रोजेक्ट से भाग जाता हूँ. आपको सिर्फ अपना काम करना है एंड अपने नियत को साफ रखना है. And all the power gates will open with time. It took me 15 years to come here. People see कि 2015 का debut और 5 साल में 20 साल की success, ये वो मानता हूँ. I know the love and blessing and respect I've got is what you get after 20 years because of maybe the digital age and because of the volume of good work and original that I've done. So I've earned it also. But that struggle started at 15. So at 30 we are here. So don't think it's a fly-by-night thing. Keep at it. And love yourself, believe first in yourself, क्योंकि मैं पहले खुद में विश्वास रखता हूँ फिर भगवान में. First believe in yourself, then God will believe in you. and keep doing music, man. It's the
Wow.
most healing thing. अगर म्यूजिक नहीं बचा सकता आपको, कुछ नहीं बचा सकता.
Wow, Amaal, you have
सॉरी,
always been amazing.
मोनोलॉग हो
No,
गया है. ये कार्तिक आर्यन के जैसा गर्ल्स के बोला तो मैंने म्यूजिक में बोल दिया.
no,
But
but you have always been
I had to,
amazing.
I had to say this, you know, and even on the things, lastly, I would say that a lot of people also feel कि नए लोगों का मौका नहीं मिलता है इसी इंडस्ट्री में. मैं आपको दो म्यूजिक क्योंकि मैं जानता हूँ. अंकित तिवारी, सुपरस्टार फ्रॉम नोवेयर, केम डिड गलियां सुन रहा है तू है कि नहीं. अमल मलिक हैज द सरनेम which has cost him more than helped him and been compared to legends in his
Of
family.
course.
Maybe foot in the door मिला होगा, पर मैंने और मेरे भाई ने भी बहुत एक्टर्स, प्रोड्यूसर्स, ऑफिसेस के बाद 7-7 घंटे खड़े रह के अपना म्यूजिक सुना है. एंड वो पसंद आता है तो वो फिल्म में आता है, या people only take what works for them. So make music that connects and touches people's hearts, and we are all humans, man. If you make purity, you know, in your music, you make pure music, it will reach out. So ये कोई
Amazing.
चीज नहीं कि नाम है तो हो जाएगा या नाम नहीं है तो नहीं होगा. वो इंसान सुपरस्टार बना विदाउट सपोर्ट. मैं अपने लेवल पे नया आके मैंने भी अपनी जगह बनाई इन स्पाइट ऑफ हैविंग अ नेम, बट द बैगेज को हटा के अन्नू मलिक, डब्बू मलिक की जगह अ न्यू मलिक आया. सो डोंट गिव अप. एंड ये सब चीजें क्वॉश कर देनी चाहिए. Yes, I understand कि, you know, power games and ये सब and singers and nepotism. I believe there are two types. कि आज मैं, अगर मेरा कोई दोस्त है और उसका बेटा talented है या भाई talented है और मैं उसे मौका ना दूं, तो I'm a bad person. So helping someone who you know in your circle and giving a chance, that is constructive nepotism.
Yeah.
But stopping someone who's talented, who has the skill set, who is hardworking, and giving an untalented family member or friend a chance, that is wrong. That balance will change. और वो balance भी, यानी मैं मानता हूँ मैं भी दबाया गया in spite of being from this surname
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But it's the music that's fought it all. So just do your music and speak your
Beautiful.
heart. बाकी छोड़ दो.
क्या बात है, superb. Amaal, you have always been amazing, and you know, people always love listening to you, whether you are singing or whether you are
This
talking.
time
And
they'll be watching me also.
so it's just amazing. Thank you so much. And I must say, the entire Malik family is right now so busy with independent music. Dabbu Malik sir, the kind of stuff he's creating at
अब
this
तो मैंने
age.
उनको बोला है कि आपका ये गाना इतना चल रहा है, इतना प्यार मिल रहा है, मेरे को मेरे फैंस मिल रहे, सर ऐसा कुछ बनाओ. तो imagine now I want him to do a song that Armaan sings and I arrange and do music production. So the trio has to come in that way now next.
Kya baat hai. Thank you so much. I think it was just wonderful. You were as amazing like you were on your episode 1.
I want to tell all the listeners and all the viewers who are watching me about this podcast. You know, it is the 9XM Soundcast with the one, the only Eva Bhatt, who started this journey. She took the risk कि पहले ही सबसे hard hitting, ज़्यादा honest composer को. और so we have come a long way, and she has come a long way with this show. And I've seen the biggest people on this podcast and give so much. You know, ये एक जगह है जहाँ हर आर्टिस्ट मैं देखता हूँ अपने दिल की बात कहता है. So that is beautiful. You let us do our thing. And thank you, Eva, for doing this. It feels like talking to a friend always, all my heart. Thank you and all the best for the show. 100 जब हो जाए तब बैट लेके सचिन तेंदुलकर के जैसा वेव करेगा.
Bilkul. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for all the love. Lots of love to your entire family. Jyoti Malik ma'am too.
Yes. She is the backbone of this family. Without her, we are nothing.
Absolutely right. Thank you once again. Tu Mera Nahi is the song of 2020 that it has like really given that.
Song of 2020 पता नहीं, ऐसे सब titles मुझे बोलने ही नहीं. यानी it's me and all heart for my Amaalians. खत्म. बाकी जहाँ पहुँचे जैसे पहुँचे वो गाने का नसीब.
Bilkul. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.